Hello and welcome to Cutting the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben. This week I'm hanging out with Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk about George Adamski, the first contactee.
The first ever contactee.
The first ever contactee.
With whom did he contactee?
He contacted an alien. Several aliens.
That alien. Wow.
Well,
So he's the godfather of contacting.
Well, let you see if you can believe his tales by the end of it.
Okay.
I doubt you will.
What years are we looking at?
That was the 50s, 1957 I think is the first one. I'll tell you in the article when I get there.
So he was a cool cat on a happening daddy-o.
No. No, he owned a burger stand.
I think that was pretty cool in the 50s.
Burger me.
Hey.
You're not getting the punk crowd for that. Right, should we thank some new and returning listeners and then we'll get into discussing old Georgie boy. Where shall I start? Minehead in the UK, Florina in Greece, Rochester Hills in the US, that sounds nice. Sounds better than Tower Hamlets in London.
It's probably a fucking ghetto.
Yeah, it could be. Reno in the US, Bogota in Colombia, Goodfield in the US, Croydon in the UK. I missed out Telford, our hometown. Minehead, I've done already, haven't I? Banglamung, where the hell was that, Thailand?
Yep.
Hey.
Was that a Russian city there?
No, Zagreb, Croatia.
Croatia.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They were under the US Soviet boot at one point, weren't they?
Well, weren't we all?
Were we?
If you watch 80s films, yeah.
That's true. Multan in Pakistan, Prague in the Czech Republic, Tampa in the US, Bournemouth in the US, Falkenstein in Germany, Guadalajara, Spain, Sydney, Australia, Etobicoke, I don't know how you're going to say that, it's in Canada. Singapore, the proud former British colony of Singapore. And Los Angeles has been smashing it. We're big in Los Angeles.
Very popular in LA. Stay away from those children. Adrenochrome, hell of a drug, I know, but...
Why, have you been taking adrenochrome?
No, I know what they're all like in LA.
Well, you just alienated all your LA listeners.
You don't make it in Hollywood if you don't kill a few babies, apparently, is all I'm saying.
Who was the dude that said that? Sorry, what was the clone? Donald Marshall.
Oh yeah, Donnie.
One of our best episodes.
Documentary
Yeah,
about
check it
him's
out.
going to come out one day.
It's an early one.
It was, but it was peak. We were peaking that day possibly on drugs, I don't know.
Always on drugs. Yeah.
Hey.
So, George Adamski, 1891 to 1965, was a Polish-American author who became widely known in UFOlogy circles. UFOology, however you want to say it. And the jury's out.
Ufology, I think, is the best, isn't it?
Ufology, and to some degree in popular culture, after he displayed numerous photographs in the 1940s and 50s that he said were of alien spacecraft. He claimed to have met with the friendly Nordic alien space brothers.
Oh, that's got to be Vrilly.
I think he might be in this crew, if I'm honest with you.
That sounds like brilliant.
It's certainly...
I don't think he's mentioned by...
Villon, his name is, yeah.
From the Ashtar Command.
That's it.
He's not mentioned by name.
Right,
But-
that sounds like him.
Yeah.
He's got to be part
Him
of
and
it, right?
Jesus are the hippie space brothers.
Well,
Jesus gets mentioned later.
Yeah.
Well, we decided Villain was Space Jesus, wasn't he, basically?
Effectively, yeah.
He just fucked up and his message didn't get very far.
Yeah, infinite technology from the outer space where you can only reach Kent.
He told like a few dozen households in Kent that we're all fucked.
Yeah, this is of course the 50s when every single alien is going, you want to watch out for them nuclear bombs. Pretty much, that's all they ever say.
Well, they still are, apparently, aren't they?
Well, they do have an interest.
He says he's got photographs. That's, you know, we haven't even got into the story yet, and you've already said at the start he's got photographs, so we have to believe him. Photographs don't lie.
Well, and he claimed to have taken flights with them to the moon and other planets.
Wow.
Adamski was the first and most famous of several so-called UFO contactees who came to prominence during the 1950s. Adamski called himself a philosopher, teacher, student and sorcerer researcher, an all-round modest chap. Also liked to be called Professor Adamski, even though he wasn't a professor.
I'm down for that. I wouldn't mind being called Professor.
Every time I hear Adamski, I just think of the song
Which one?
Killer.
How's it go?
Sorrow to my sister.
Oh.
I believe they actually took the name from this, Mike.
Yeah,
I
did
think
they?
they did. I think they did.
Ah, right. There we go then.
From George
There's a
himself.
link.
Solitary brother.
It's a banger, that is.
Yeah, man.
You are right, it's a 90s cheesy dance banger, I'll give you that. Along with What Is Love by Hadaway.
Oh.
Oh, that's a banger.
Yeah. Although most investigators regarded Adamski as a charlatan and a con artist and concluded that his claims were an elaborate hoax. Adamski authored 3 books describing his meetings with Nordic aliens and his travels with them aboard their spaceships. Flying Saucers Have Landed, co-written with Desmond Leslie in 1953, Inside the Spaceships in 1955, and Flying Saucers Farewell in 1961. That's a nice one. Flying Saucers Farewell.
When did he die? 1965.
65.
They were successful books, though, by the sounds of it.
200,000 copies. First 2 books are both bestsellers. And in addition to his contributions to ufology in the United States, Adamski's work became popular in other countries, especially Japan, and helped inspire many depictions of aliens and UFOs in post-war Japanese culture and media.
Cool.
Ninjas versus aliens.
Minjas?
Ninjas.
Oh, is it minjas?
I would never confuse an ancient Japanese warrior with a vagina. These are 2 of my favourite things. I would never get them mixed up. And imagine how disappointed I'd be when I sit down to watch Ninja 3 The Domination. Where's all the fatties?
That's Minja
And then I type in Minge into fucking X-Hamster and I'm like, where's the throwing stars?
Do you ever combine the 2 and roleplay as a ninja?
Do you think they're ninjas dressed in a suit of pubic hair? Minjas.
God.
Just furry ninjas.
You'd hear them coming, wouldn't you? To meet the object. You'd smell them coming.
There's an overwhelming smell of fish in your castle.
That'll be the Minjas.
A fishy minja. Oh dear.
There's enough toxic masculinity for the moment, eh? We're not doing this podcast naked.
No.
So, Adamski, born in Bromberg in the Kingdom of Prussia, which wasn't even a Germany when he was born, which is quite impressive.
Yeah.
When he was 2 years old, his family emigrated to the United States and settled in New York City.
I don't think they taught like that.
I was doing my best Matt Berry impression.
Oh, right.
I'm sure he says New York City. No, it's New York. If I was doing an American accent.
Because if you go on holiday there and you land at the airport and you're like, taxi, take me to New York City. I think you'll think you're strange.
No stranger than most of them.
Take me to New York, old chap.
Yeah. Oh, if I went to America, I'd be so British.
Oh, mate.
So he settled in New York, and from 1913 to 1916, beginning at the age of 22, he was a soldier in the 13th Cavalry Regiment and fought on the Mexican border against Pancho Villa.
Fucking hell.
Fuck me.
1917, he married Mary Shimbersky. She died in 1954 and they had no children. Following his marriage, Adamski moved west doing maintenance work in Yellowstone National Park and working in an Oregon flour mill and a California concrete factory. Wow.
Living the dream.
Just living the carefree life of a drifter.
Yeah, but back then that job was probably enough for him to have a house and all the things he
Oh,
needed.
fuck yeah. Well, I'm wondering, maybe they didn't have children because the aliens stole them?
Or maybe they made him infertile, or
Or maybe
chips
that,
through the
yeah.
Van Allen
He
belt.
hasn't seen the aliens at this point.
Right, okay. Maybe he's just a Jaffa.
Who can say? In the 1920s, Adamski became interested in the esoteric acoustic religion Theosophy and a variant called Neo-Theosophy. And by 1930, Adamski was a minor figure on the California occult scene, teaching his personal mixture of Christianity and Eastern religions, which he called universal progressive Christianity and universal law. You get a bit of a cult about him at this point, some followers, you know.
Can I just ask, what the fuck is theosophy?
I-
So it's not theology and it's not philosophy. Is it the philosophy of theology?
I don't know the details, but I'm pretty sure that it's something to do with Madame Blavatsky,
Right.
who was kind of one of your more famous occultists of the pre-20th century. Oh, there you go, yeah. Helena Blavatsky.
It's a religious and philosophical system established in the United States, founded by the Russian mystic.
I'm actually reading her autobiography, or it's on the list to
Of course
read.
you are. Good for you.
Well, you know, got to culturally enrich yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, that's it.
And I haven't eaten any shit, so that's a good start.
That is a good start. You know, it's another weird ancient religion
Yep.
to get into, but I suppose part of your political journey, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to start doing Baal stuff and Molech stuff soon.
But he's already bought the fucking robe, hasn't he? Man?
I'd be a lie if I said I didn't have a robe.
Heard from the Masons yet?
Not again, not since I turned them down the first time. They're just not occulty enough anymore for me. You know.
Oh dear.
Back to George.
Yep. So basically, it's a mixture of sort of Hinduism, Buddhism, mixed with philosophy and.
But the problem is, it says it's largely based on her writings, so it's mad gibberish bollocks, isn't it? Quite frankly.
Well, better be able to tell us soon, won't he?
Yeah.
I'm only joking, but so it just sounds like one of those things that I thought, oh, has he done an actual subject at uni? But like,
No, he's just come up with this and he started teaching to people.
yeah. Good on him.
He founded, in the 1930s, while living in Southern California, the Royal Order of Tibet, which held its meetings in the Temple of Scientific Philosophy. He served as a philosopher and teacher at the temple. And when the Royal Order of Tibet was given a government licence to make wine for religious purposes during Prohibition, Adamski was quoted as saying, "I made enough wine for all of Southern California. I was making a fortune."
So he was a racketeer and
Yeah.
Yes.
smuggler.
However, the end of Prohibition in December 1933 also marked the decline of his profitable wine-making business.
That's because he was making it out of his bathtub.
Probably was.
With his bare feet.
Yeah.
In 1940, Adamski, he's remarried at this point, and so his wife, and though she's got the money, she buys this land. She's more of a follower than a wife as well, in all fairness.
Aren't they always? These cults.
Moved to a ranch near California's Palomar Mountain, where they dedicated their time to studying religion, philosophy and farming. And in 1944, with funding from Alice K. Wells, another student of his, they purchased 20 acres of land at the base of Palomar Mountain alongside Highway S6, so they bought a new home, a campground called Palomar Gardens, and a burger restaurant called Palomar Gardens Cafe. So he basically runs the burger bar at this point, and he's a professor. Well, everyone's calling him professor.
Self-proclaimed.
Yeah, very so. Well, no, he just didn't correct them.
Uh,
At the campground and diner, Adamski often gave lectures on Eastern philosophy and religion, sometimes late into the night to students, admirers and tourists. Apparently a very charismatic man. When he's doing his later UFO spiel,
Yep.
he'll sort of set himself on a stool in the middle of the diner and talk to everyone, and everyone's just enraptured by him, although he is selling the photos that he took, admittedly, to them as well. So you can
He's a
certainly
grifter.
yeah.
captivate a crowd. There is some grifting evidence early on, isn't there?
Just a bit.
But he started a cult, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he has got a cult on the go, yeah.
So
pretty
again,
much.
also a bit of a fraud.
Yeah.
As they all are, mate, these cult leaders.
Well, we never know. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt so far.
Yep, there's been no mass suicides yet.
I don't know if they're still going, but who knows? On the 9th of October 1946, during a meteor shower, Adamski and some friends claim that while they're at Palomar Gardens campground, they witnessed a large cigar-shaped mothership.
Ooh.
In early 1947, Adamski took a photograph of what he claimed was the 1946 cigar-shaped mothership crossing in front of the moon over Palomar Gardens.
Can we see that? Okay. So
So
we
we
just
got-
looked at the cigar-shaped mothership.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same mothership that's on its way to Earth right now.
Oh, that Instagram reel I sent you. Yeah,
Well,
well...
what's that object that's really far out? Oh, no, mama.
Well, that's gone now.
Oh, that's nothing to worry about.
No, but there's
Popping
another.
in and out of our galaxy.
There is another one that's on its way. That if it takes a deflection, could hit us. It's named after the Egyptian god of death.
But that one that was just like a big black oblong, like
Yeah, Oumuamua.
yeah, Oumuamua, that's it. Oh, I'm sure we probably said this on the episode, but Star Trek 4, the one where they go back in time,
Yes.
that's a fucking big black cylinder that turns up.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
literally a giant. So maybe there's something to that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But the mothership is a big fucking.
Well, according
tube.
to Alexa and...
Google Alexa.
Yeah.
Right, what does
There
she
was a
say?
video that Ben sent the other day. It was...
I can't
If you ask
remember.
Alexa, what was the... What was it? Go on, what was it they asked?
Oh, if you ask Alexa, like, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
No,
Oh.
I want about the one you sent about the
Oh, no,
mothership.
Oh, the one that's hurtling towards the
Yeah.
Earth at light speed.
Yes.
And it's corrected. A James Webb telescope saw it.
That's the one.
What does Alexa say? It's real.
She's telling you that the James Webb telescope spotted this fleet of alien ships and a mothership approaching Earth at light speed, and they know they're not meteorites because they've changed course.
Apparently, that's a word going around the UFO community that they spotted this mothership on its way to Earth. Apparently, it'll get here by 2027.
Fuck, actually be that old then.
No, I'd rather it happen when I was 80.
Dead, I was thinking long after I'm gone, or just as I'm dying, so I know they're real. And then I'm like, look to the young nurse. You're fucked.
Ain't chance of an hand job. One last hand job, please.
Slip off into the inky night. Oh God. Well, I'll keep the engine warm, mate.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, have you told the listeners your plan in the event of an alien invasion?
I think so. Yeah, I think we discussed it last time. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill myself.
Well, I'll hold the garden until you manage to do it.
All right, Rambo.
I
Space Rambo.
think she's Randy Kramer, doesn't he?
Oh,
Deep
I could never fucking match up to Captain Keyes.
Deep cut. Right, so we've looked at the cigar shape
Yes,
and the hat.
and the one that will the big famous photo. It's actually very widely published now. Actually, if you still crops
Did
up.
he release these photos? Are we in the 50s still? Or was it the
1947.
60s? So you've got to try and put yourself in that mind frame. Those pictures may have blown people's
Oh, fuck yeah.
minds.
Yeah, the later one, the Scout ship, is in the 50s, I think.
Right, okay.
That's in the 50s.
Because
That was his first one, the mothership.
they're possibly not as cynical as we are now. Never seen anything like that
But
before.
remember, you've just had Roswell.
Yeah, that's true.
The timing's right.
Well, the book sold well.
The book sold very well.
People weren't.
Actually, you haven't had Roswell yet, I think. Early 1947.
June 40 it was
Yeah.
Roswell, wasn't it? June
So
or
this is
July.
before Roswell. And he claims it was taken in 1946.
Well, he would say that. But he's
But he's released it in
He's
early
released it.
47.
in 47.
To cash in.
Yes. In the summer of 47, following the first widely publicised UFO sightings in the US, Adamski claimed he had seen 184 UFOs pass over Palomar Gardens one evening.
I didn't manage to take a photograph of
No.
any of them.
Yeah, that's
No.
a lot, isn't it? Yeah, but to be fair to him though, mate, in 47, didn't you have to wasn't getting a camera out like a whole operation? Did you still have a cloak over your head and holding up a massive thing that goes?
No.
Well, they weren't that advanced, so were they in 47?
I think you still
Handheld
had
cameras, very expensive handheld cameras.
I thought you still had the bulbs that flashed.
No, because they used to take battlefield photos, didn't they?
Did
They used
they?
to have photographers go ashore with the troops and stuff.
That's true.
It wasn't the ones outside the courthouse and they were going.
No, no, tends to give you away, in
Oh, that sort of thing. That's
Right.
like a 1947.
Oh, like looks like an accordion.
Yeah, it would have a film in it and so yeah.
Clunky as hell and.
But he would have still maybe had time to whip one of them back.
Imagine.
boys out.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was still on an easel when you had to. That's like 1847, isn't it?
Yeah. We had to sit still for an hour.
Yeah.
So in 1949, Adamski began giving his first UFO lectures to civic groups and other organisations in Southern California. He requested and received fees for the lectures. In these, he made fantastic claims, such as that government and science had established the existence of UFOs 2 years earlier via radar tracking of a 700-foot-long spacecraft on the other side of the moon. Well, the government and science knowing about UFOs isn't a big leap.
I was going to say that story's as old as time, and they've been on about that since the beginning.
Maybe he came out with this. Maybe he's the first one.
Yeah. Well, he might have. If we take him at his word, he's one of the first people who's not a government person to commune.
Exactly.
With our Nordic brethren.
He also claimed that science now knows that all planets in Earth's solar system are inhabited, and photos of Mars taken from the Mount Palomar Observatory have proven the canals on Mars are man-made, built by an intelligence far greater than any man's on Earth.
Well, we know that's not true now, don't we?
Yes, well, like I say, his claims aren't all there.
But do we?
However, as one UFO historian has noted, even in the early 1950s, Adamski's assertions about surface conditions on and the habitability of Venus, Mars and other planets of the solar system flew in the face of massive scientific evidence. Mainstream ufologists were almost uniformly hostile to Adamski, holding not only that his and similar contact stories were fraudulent, but that the contactees are making serious UFO investigators look ridiculous.
There is some truth to that.
I think that annoys me even so now. You know, I'm in a fair few UFO groups on Facebook, and some of the stuff people say and try and pass it off.
The kooks.
It's
really
just like,
do.
you are damaging the ones who continually post fake videos.
Yeah.
It's like, you're actually damaging this. You don't need to do this. There's fucking loads of shit out
We've
there.
got official videos now. You click.
You know, some really bad CGI alien walking along the woods by a CGI. And you're like, why are you posting this, you fucking moron?
Well, it's probably been paid by the CIA, the deep state, to put out disinformation. That's what they do, isn't it?
It could be a bot.
Muddy the water.
Could be a Russian butt farm.
Could be that.
On the 29th of May 1950, Adamski took a photo of what he alleged to be 6 unidentified objects in the sky, which appeared to be flying in formation. The same UFO photograph was depicted in an August 1978 commemorative stamp issued by Grenada. That's nice.
Nice of them.
Yeah. Now, you get into the meat and bones of it.
Oh, God.
On the 20th of November 1952, Adamski and several friends were in the California desert near the town of Desert Center. Wow, that's original. When they purportedly... I always say that wrong.
You said it right then.
Purportedly.
Yeah.
Saw a large submarine-shaped object hovering in the sky. Believing the ship was looking for him, Adamski is said to have left his friends and to have headed away from the main road. Shortly afterwards, according to Adamski's accounts, a scout ship made of a type of translucent metal landed close to him, and its pilot, a Venusian called Orthon, disembarked and sought him out. Basically waved him over. So this thing comes down, lands, ramp comes out, he's blonde-haired Nordic dude steps out and he's got beckoning him closer. Now, according to Adamski and his friends, who he made sign an affidavit, you know, I, we, them, do hereby pledge on this date that we saw this happen. There's 6 mates to do this. They saw him communicating with Orthon, described as being a medium-height humanoid with long blonde hair and tan skin, wearing reddish-brown shoes.
I'm surprised he got a tan. Venus is 400 degrees C. It's surface temperature.
Though, as Adamski added, his trousers were not like mine.
He was wearing outdated pantaloons, I tell you.
Space pants.
There was a massive hole right in the crotch.
I could see his penis. It was erect.
Oh dear. Tan skin.
Adamski said Orthon communicated with him via telepathy and through hand signals. During the conversation, Orthon purportedly warned of the dangers of nuclear war. Adamski later wrote that the presence of this inhabitant of Venus was like the warm embrace of great love and understanding wisdom. That's nice.
But why did it come all the way here to tell him that? I mean, it's not like we didn't know that the dangers of nuclear war at the time.
Because he's special, like. He's...
And who is he?
Well,
he owns a burger stand, I'll have you know.
He studied theosophy. Theosophy.
Shouldn't they gone to the Secretary General of the UN?
You'd think that. But they're not into theosophy.
No, but they're kind of pretty high up on the hierarchy.
They know that this guy's on the ball. He's written 2 bestsellers
Yeah, about aliens.
on the subject.
Not
Who
yet,
else?
has he?
No, not yet.
Oh,
No.
footballs.
Oh, 1952 maybe. He's
I was
a
written the
couple.
one, wasn't he? I think.
So they know he's the leading expert on planet Earth. He is the one to go to. It's like if they came here now today, the first person they're probably going to seek out is David Icke.
Well, where did they find his books?
There's
There's no Amazon back then delivering to Venus.
You're not thinking 4-dimensionally, man. They can like move through space and
Ah,
time.
that's
in an
right.
instant.
Telepathy, yeah. They
Grab a book, read it without. There's no linear. It's not like 2 straight uncooked bits of spaghetti. It's like a bowl of cooked spaghetti and all the.
Is it like? Is it like Professor X when he puts the what's it?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, the Uber telepathy.
And he can hear all the conversations, and they're like, "Oh, let's see what the humans are listening to today. We'll tune in to
Are they saying
Human
anything about
FM."
us? Are they say anything about me? Are they talking about us? And then they found that book. Some fucker's written a book.
He knows what he's on about.
Yeah. Let's go have a chat with him.
He must be the most intelligent being.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's the only book they got.
I can think of worse books.
George, over here, mate.
You know, at least they didn't read the Bible or something daft.
Well, that's true enough. It was terrible. Apparently, Orthon was quite concerned that all the nukes we were letting off would spread radiation out into space and to his home planet.
Which it will.
It's got runaway greenhouse effect. It's 400 degrees C. He's got bigger problems to worry about.
Well, it's still right. Even if your house is burning down, Mike, you're still not going to be happy about the neighbours shitting over your fence. Are
Well, it's burning down. It's gone.
Is he
Forget
sitting on the
it.
fire?
It's
Shit where you want, mate.
He's kicking you while you're down. He's just shitting over your fence. Big sloppy shits, and you're like, mate, now is not the. And it would never be the time.
Actually,
for that.
now is the perfect time.
No,
It
it's-
is
Is he
the absolute.
sitting on the fire?
The land's still mine when the house is burned down. Still respect my.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
going to
saying
say
you should
it
be-
is the perfect time.
No.
Any time pre-fire is bad.
Right.
During or post-fire is not so bad.
So-
If you're going to do it, mate, at least you've done it now.
That's your message to Orphan. Sorry about our shit, but you're already in the shit, so what's a bit more shit?
Yeah.
Deal with it, we're humans.
Oh, well, it's... Yeah, it could be that. Who's to say?
Or him and his mates are absolutely full of shit. He said, look, there's money in this if you all sign this thing. The amount of books and fucking photos I'm going to sell and lectures and I'll cook you in.
Burgers.
Burgers as well, alien burgers. I will pay you up front. Right now, sign that. There you go.
Possibly. I mean, it is weird that he got one of the guys there, George Hunt Williamson, a Contactee Adamski associate, also claimed that after Orthon left, he was able to take plaster casts of Orthon's shoe imprints. The imprints contained mysterious symbols, which Adamski said was a message from Orthon. Now,
So he
was
writes on the bottom of his fucking shoes. What, he just a bit of paper?
Just Adidas in evolution. That's all it is. Whatever the leading trainer brand make is on Venus, that's what it says on the bottom.
Copyright made on Venus.
I would be asking why this man brought plaster of Paris with him on a supposed meteor seeing trip.
Good point. Maybe he just rushed back to the car.
Yeah, could have done that.
He's always got it on him, has he?
Well,
Just always.
back
I
in the
never go
con-
anywhere with that plaster of Paris.
It's near the compound, wasn't it?
is he a crime scene investigator in his spare time?
I don't think he is.
Is he an archaeologist? They do that, don't they?
Don't think he is.
Fossil hunter.
No.
Liar?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Orthon also refused to have his photograph taken, which is a bit of a shame.
Well, you know.
But he did ask Adamski to provide him with a blank photographic plate.
Okay. What's he going to do with that?
Well, Orthon is said to have returned the photographic plate to Adamski on the 13th of December 1952. This is a bit mental, because he meets
This
up...
is a bit mental.
Adamski claims he hasn't heard of Orthon and this plate hasn't been returned, but he knows that Orthon will return it to him.
Right.
And he gets this urge to go to another city, to Los Angeles actually, because he's in California. He gets this urge to go to Los Angeles and go to this diner, and then these two blokes walk in. And he
Suck them
immediately
both up.
maybe he immediately knows they're aliens. They sit down, they have some dinner together in this restaurant, cafe thing, lunch more than likely. And they say, look, you know, we're actually Martians, and we're here to take you to see Orthon. And he's like, well, how can we, you know, how to eat properly and everything, like fit into societies? Oh, we're scouts. We've been living amongst humans for a few years now, and we can pick up their habits and their social etiquette and things like that. And
So
they
these
drive
guys are
him.
from
And then he just
Mars,
turns around and
Orthon's from
glasses
Venus.
someone.
Fuck you!
I was trying to fit in. Do what the humans do.
This is not the 1950s, mate. Things are more civilised.
Alright.
No, it's not. They probably, to fit in, they probably kicked a black man to death in an alleyway.
Lynched the
Oh
black.
yeah, I'd forgotten about the segregation thing. Shit.
Yeah, America was paradise.
Oh shit,
for
it's
some
Black
people.
History Month next month. I've forgotten about the segregation. Shit.
Oh dear. I want to just clip that bit and use it to bribe you. Just go, shit, Black History Month next month. End of sentence. Like it's a negative. Shit.
Only because I'm clearing it up on as Black History as I should be. Forgotten about a major event in US African American politics and policy. Wow.
Well, that's your institutionalised racism on display.
Oh, alright. coming from you, like the reincarnation of Bernard Manning.
How dare you? Since you added me to that group there, Mike, I watched about an hour of it. It's fucking brilliant.
I did it for a joke. I haven't watched any of it. To be fair.
Four brothers. Four of us. And every one of them used to piss the bed except me. My dad says, which side do you want to sleep in? I said, the fucking shallow end. Here all week. And various other ones I absolutely cannot tell you, but I will have mine. Oof. Hasn't aged well, so
I bet it hasn't.
the best.
These two aliens drive him out into the desert
Right.
for
Oh, yeah, I
ages.
forgot about these pricks.
And
But
then-
hang on, I've got a question, sorry to interrupt, but are they from fucking Mars or Venus?
They're
Make
from
your mind up.
the first guys, Orthon is from Venus,
Fuck me, they all...
and these two dudes are from Mars.
We got loads of neighbours then.
Yeah, every planet's inhabited according to him.
Oh, well, fuck me.
So Orthon meets up with Orthon. He's like, hey, you know, well, Orthon, good to see you. You know, he gives him the photographic plate, and it was found to contain strange new symbols. It was during this meeting that Adamski is said to have taken a now famous photograph of Orthon's Venusian scout ship using his 6-inch telescope.
Venus.
At the time, skeptics said it looked suspiciously like the top of a chicken brooder for warming newly hatched poultry. This is actually
Was on
also
a farm.
when he goes up. This is when he gets in the flying saucer. He goes on a trip. He sees people living on the dark side of the moon, on Venus, on Mars. They show him around the saucer, and they bring him back and drop him off.
Tell me what the sun is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, Orthon. Fuck.
And this is
Yeah,
the,
sorry.
This is the famous photo we're looking at now, listener.
I wish I knew what an egg brooder looked like. I've never heard of one
me,
before.
That looks like a hat, right, with an upside down egg poacher jammed into it. You know what I mean?
could
Like
well
that,
be.
you put in a saucepan and then crack your eggs into it.
Although, to be fair, well, Adamski claimed that he'd had a very famous Hollywood cinematographist look at that photo. Guy, like the best cameraman in Hollywood or something like that, who said, I can't see any way how it could be faked.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Fucking...
The film hadn't been tampered with, there was nothing like that.
Yeah, but he didn't forensically stupid.
No.
Listen, silly bollocks, he fucking hung up some sort of thing on a string. Or maybe it was a Venetian scout ship. I don't know.
It's hard to say.
I'm gonna go with it all being true.
It could be, quite simply, he mocked something up.
To make money because he's a grifter. Or, you know, like we said, they singled him out.
Yeah.
We're just looking up 1940s chicken brooders.
Yeah, we've had a lot of success in all fairness.
Well, it's aliens.
Well, Adamski was right. Thank you very much, listener.
That solved that.
No idea what it looks like.
I do think it's an egg poacher inside a Panama hat.
It could well be. It could well be. It does look like the one from The Simpsons where that cult leader starts the UFO cult
Yeah.
in Springfield. So yeah, that's what he claimed. Anyway, Now, the Anglo-Irish eccentric deadman Leslie struck up a correspondence with Adamski in the mid-1950s. Leslie created a low-budget UFO film entitled Them in the Thing at his home Castle Leslie.
Well, fucking hell, he didn't have a very good handle of the English language, did he?
Yeah.
Them in the thing.
Anglo-Irish with a bit of an Irish accent.
Boy, them in the thing. It's them in the thing, you know what I mean? Them in the thing.
The flying saucer in the film was created by shining mirrors onto a Spanish Renaissance shield suspended from a fishing line. The film was also rediscovered in 2010. So I guess he's saying there that he got in contact with a bloke who knew how to make UFOs look half convincing on photos.
Right.
Well, that is a bit, of all the people to be writing back and forth with. So how did you make your film?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
curious.
in need of money and keen to create a bestseller, Leslie had written a manuscript about the visitation of Earth by aliens. Adamski sent Leslie a written account of his supposed contact with Orthon and photos, which Leslie combined the two works into the 1953 co-authored book, The Flying Saucers Have Landed. So 53 is the first book.
So what does it claim?
Oh, sorry.
The book became a bestseller, brought both Adamski and Leslie news media attention, and eventually became a key text of the New Age movement. The following year, Leslie visited Adamski in California and claimed to witness several UFOs with him, because he's always seeing them.
He's just lucky, I guess.
He saw a beautiful golden ship in the sunset, well, brighter than the sunset. It slowly faded out the way they do.
I have to take his word for that. I don't know what they do.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen a UFO and it bugs me. Well, I've never seen what I consider a flying saucer. It bugs me. Or a UAP, whatever you want to call them nowadays.
I thought I'd seen one in Italy, but the person I was with assured me it was a satellite. So I don't think I'd ever seen a satellite before.
I've seen one when I was about 10. At my bedroom window, it was above the trees. It was like a purple shape and it just sort of zoomed off. But
Were you on Ritalin?
not that I know of. But
How long
I
have you
had been
been playing
playing.
computers?
Yeah, I've been playing for about 10 hours on computer games.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you'd gone Nintendo blind.
maybe.
Or it was aliens.
Or it was aliens.
Or a ghost.
We could
Or
say.
some kind of weird phenomenon that we.
Well,
It's surprised you haven't bought a ball
bought
like
pretty
this.
ball
spheres,
lightning.
isn't it? The spheres is the whole thing that people... That
Yeah.
book Imminent.
Imminent. Have you finished that now?
Not yet, no, I've got about 2 hours left. He claims to have had spears in his house and
He does.
thinks there might be some sort of surveillance.
Apparently, you don't get. If you see a blue sphere,
Phew,
don't go near that. You end up with cancer.
yeah, that means they're not spying on you, they're trying to fuck you.
Yeah. Now, flying saucers have landed, claim Nordic aliens from Venus and other planets in Earth's solar system routinely visit the Earth. According to the book, Orthon and the other aliens were worried that nuclear bomb tests in Earth's atmosphere would kill all life on Earth, spread radiation to space, and contaminate other planets. Some truth to that, because they declassified something called Project... Oh my god, what's it called? Oh, they basically nuked the atmosphere for a bit.
Who did?
The US government.
What a
To
surprise.
see what would happen.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
it's potentially been raining back down on us as well then.
Yeah, if you give me a second, I'll find it if you want to carry on.
Where are we? Adamski claimed that Nordic aliens worshipped a creator of all, but that we on Earth know very little about this creator or understanding. Our understanding is shallow. In his 1955 book, Inside the Spaceships, Adamski claimed that Orthon arranged for him to be taken on a trip to see the solar system, including the planet Venus, the location where Orthon said the late Mrs. Adamski had been reincarnated. Well, that's lucky.
Yeah. It was called Operation Starfish Prime. One of 5 nuclear tests coordinated in outer space.
Fuck.
Well, we've got to know if our weapons are useful against Orthon and his Venus bastard scum mates.
Oh god, it's all tying together.
Yeah, well, we've got to do something to that mothership when it approaches, haven't we?
We have.
Because we can't send an old Jewish fella up there with a fucking laptop and... It is weird in Independence Day that, like, the mothership had Windows 8, or, well, it might have been older than that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever Windows was in 1990.
It just plugs in the.
It's got the same connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a cut scene apparently that sort of addresses that wasn't in the film.
Right,
Final
okay.
film.
But Still a
Yeah.
bit bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
You dare take Independence Day away from me, sir. Don't you dare.
Oh, look, I'm running Windows 95. I can install this virus, no problem.
Fucking love that movie.
I love the movie too. I'm just saying it's convenient. We're lucky they have the same operating system.
Jeff Goldblum is just that good a computer programmer.
An alien, not just a system he's not seen before. It's from a completely different world.
He figured out their code. He did that, remember? He figured out the code.
Because his dad had a cold.
The one embedded in the satellites.
Or he had a cold.
He found that.
He did.
You'll catch a cold. Wait, what did you say?
Yeah.
No, I love the film. I do. Welcome to Earth.
Punch.
I like it.
So I'm going to be like defending you two while you gas yourselves slowly, spooning.
He's going to be screaming out for my car.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a point of it now not to.
As they disembowel him.
Yeah.
I'm making a point of this now not to do that. It's all for you two.
We won't know.
You want to still be conscious at that point.
No, we'll be blissfully aware, and it takes about 10 minutes apparently. It's a hard thing to research. If you Google it, just loads of helplines come up.
I bet it does, yeah. Well, he claimed that in another voyage he met the 1,000-year-old elder philosopher of the space people who was called the Master.
Of course he was.
Adamski said he and the Master discussed philosophy, religion, and the Earth's place in the universe.
It's got a bit Doctor Who now, isn't it?
Adamski said he learned that he had been selected by Nordic aliens to bring their message of peace to Earth people.
He failed that.
And that other humans throughout history had also served as their messages, including Jesus Christ.
Well, he famously failed.
Where
He
did
did a
he
bit,
talk
didn't he?
about the aliens? Oh,
Well-
there's people that think angels means aliens, isn't there?
Mm. Well, have you ever looked into the Book of Enoch?
Not really, no.
It's not that film with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
I do love that film.
It's a great film. But, yeah, Book of Enoch, he describes very vividly metallic craft coming down.
Mm.
And angels are, in fact, these weird-ass things with, like, hundreds of eyes.
I do, that rings a bell. I've seen
well weird,
interpretations
yeah.
of
Yeah.
them, yeah, and they're
What they actually
horrific.
look like in the Bible.
Yeah,
Nothing
horrific.
like what
Yeah.
Like a
portrayed
giant blob of eyes,
in
isn't
popular
it?
culture.
But
Yeah.
he maintains, in the Book of Enoch, it says that they came down in metallic craft. Not in the Bible, that one, actually, Book of Enoch.
Isn't it?
No.
It's got to be a shock, innit, when we're expecting them to look like, a Star Trek alien, which is basically human with some shit on their head.
Or some ears, pointy
Right.
ears.
In a bit of a costume. Like, oh, I can see. No, it's like a blob of eyes in a metal hovercraft.
So, well, I can't fuck that.
Gaz, what are you doing? Never turn down a challenge. I'm gonna try and fuck it.
A local man tries to fuck first alien.
But what if I do find the vagina in the big horrific blob
Well,
of
I'd imagine it'll
eyeballs?
be very moist.
Because how do they procreate?
Well, they could just absorb eggs.
Absorb
Well, they can
eggs.
absorb mine then. Toxic, new, toxic.
I hope you're not going in there bareback. You might get space AIDS.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
Yeah, but hopefully space AIDS has the opposite effect. It just makes me really strong and powerful.
Oh, you hope. It's a bit of a risk, isn't it?
Well,
50-50 egg toss that
here
coin.
dares.
You end up becoming the first superhero.
You gotta speculate to accumulate.
Yeah, you find out you can fly, you get immediately buff and have laser vision.
And I came.
Forever known as Cum Man.
I'll take it.
Whatever comes on, if you can just the oozing semen from your pores.
Am
so-
I gonna drive a car that's shaped like a spunk called the Spermmobile? The Cummobile.
I hope so.
Or a giant cock.
Fire up the Cummobile!
Oh, he's a giant phallic cock.
Hang on, why am I covered in cum if I spaffed up the alien?
It's the effect of space AIDS. You
Oh
secrete
yeah,
it
it
from
sucked me in,
everywhere.
didn't it? It sucked
Yeah.
my whole body. Oh god, I hope my head doesn't go under for too long.
You have to
What's
say.
it,
You have to
what's
say.
it like in there, Gaz? I've smelt worse.
You have to stay constantly lubricated. You dry out, you die.
That's my secret. I'm always lubricated.
It makes you diddy.
Come on. Come on.
I mean, you just did like you should steal all your baby lotion.
Well, they're gonna find him drowned in cum in his cell.
Oh man!
And I'll have risen on the wall in jizz. The man was here.
Well, you just admitted to murder.
Catch me if you can. Very slippery. Right, enough.
Slippery character, you.
Enough of this. It's gone way too far.
Cum man versus the diddler.
Oh God, it's gone way too far.
Adamski's stories and other people to come forward their own claims of contact and interplanetary travels with friendly space brothers, including figures such as Howard Menger, Daniel Fry, George Van Tassel, and Truman Bethurum. What a last name. The message of Adamski and his fellow contactees was one in which the other planets of the Earth's solar system were all inhabited by physically handsome, spiritually evolved beings. Oh, says that me.
What went wrong on Earth then? Why are we all fuck ugly?
It would move beyond the problems of Earth people. The reader of Inside the Spaceships enters a perfect world, the kind we can create here on Earth if we behave ourselves.
Oh, fuck off, Mum. Just sounds so sticking it to the man, doesn't it? Like being back at school. Oh, you can have the perfect Earth if you just behave, do as you're told. Ugh.
I'll go take you through this letter because the weird thing is there's a guy called James W. Mosley who was like saying what we said earlier. This cheapens UFO research.
Yeah.
Any relation to Oxford?
I don't think so. And he was determined.
That's
He
his
could
name?
be Oswald.
Oswald.
He was determined to basically like out Adamski as a fraud.
Right.
So he goes, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll go in here and speak, which he does, and he's like, oh, there's no way that fucking dude's lying. He's so genuinely, he's so sincere. When he says it, he genuinely believes it. And then he went away and he read more of it. And he's like, well, that's bollocks. So I'm not having this. So him and his mate fake a letter from a guy called R.E. Straith, an alleged representative of the Cultural Exchange Committee of the US State Department. And it says that the US government know that he's spoken to him, and that a group of highly placed government officials planned on a public corroboration of Adamski's story. So Adamski's like, fuck yeah! They know I'm right here. So he starts showing off the letter at meetings, at lectures, things like that. He's making more money. And then it was revealed in 1985 it was a hoax. It backfired on Mosley completely. Because basically, Mosley's dad had some government job. And he basically pulled a few strings because it's illegal to send letters fraudulently claiming to be a federal department.
Right.
But so they couldn't come out and admit it until 1985.
Right.
He had to keep quiet about it, saying it was because he could have come out and said, "Yeah, all right, I hoaxed it," because he'd gone to no. His dad pulled some strings. He got out of jail time. So all it did was strengthen Adamski. Ironically, he's the most bumbling UFO researcher ever.
Oh dear.
Tries to trap him up, and it falls completely on its arse.
And he's facing jail time without Daddy.
He would have been, like 10 years for faking a federal letter.
So he wrote it as a prank.
He said he wrote it he wanted to out Adamski. It's this weird plan.
Well, it's a shit plan.
Him and his mate got pissed and thought this was going to out him.
How?
I don't know.
Because he's agreeing with what... Obviously he's going to say... He's going to come out and say, look, this letter, I've got this letter from the government, it proves what I'm saying is right.
You're absolutely right.
And then you're like, oh, fuck, I can't say it was a prank because I'll get arrested.
Yeah. Yes,
What
honestly.
an idiot.
Yes, it's an idiotic plan. They concocted it while drunk and thought it was a great idea. It makes no sense. I heard it on a couple of podcasts and I was like, that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
Dick.
Although a few months later, Adamski told an interviewer he had been cleared by the FBI and displayed the letter as proof. When the Los Angeles Better Business Bureau complained, more FBI agents were sent to retrieve Adamski's copy of the letter, read the riot to him and warned him that legal action would be taken if he continued to claim FBI or government support for his stories. Adamski later said the FBI had warned him to keep quiet.
Yeah, only because he's full of shit. Like, don't drag us into your bollocks.
Yeah. Although he did meet with Queen Juliana of the Netherlands in 1959. He was told that the Queen would like to receive you. Oh, yeah. Queen Juliana of the Netherlands.
This sounds like a job for Command.
Adamski informed a London newspaper about the invitation, which prompted the court and cabinet to request the Queen cancel her private audience with Adamski. But the Queen went ahead with the audience, saying that a hostess cannot slam the door in the face of her guests, and she showed an extraordinary interest in the whole subject. More royal family, UFO shenanigans, although Netherlands this time.
Meeting with the Queen, not bad.
Not bad at all. In 1962, Adamski announced that he would be attending an interplanetary conference held on the planet Saturn.
Fucking hell.
And in 1963, he claimed he'd been granted a secret audience with Pope John the 23rd, and they had received a Golden Medal of Honour from the Pope, which is, you can see there, listener, or guys, you can see that. However, skeptics noted the medal was actually a common tourist souvenir made by a company in Milan, and that Adamski displayed it to his friends in a cheap plastic box, which is how it was sold in tourist shops in Rome. Although Adamski said he met with the Pope at the request of the extraterrestrials he was allegedly in contact with, in order to request a final agreement from the Pope because of his decision not to communicate directly with any extraterrestrials, and also to offer him a liquid substance in order to save him from the gastroenteritis that he suffered from, which would later become acute peritonitis. They saved the Pope. Well, they didn't save the Pope.
They obviously didn't drink it. Would you drink a strange liquid substance that some man...
No, because it's probably George's piss.
Blithering alien. I talk to aliens. Yeah, drink this. Yeah, alright, mate.
Yeah.
Mate, one of them.
What
Over
if
your
it's
shoulder.
Because it's full of his piss, that's why.
Oh,
Come
God.
on.
It's the liquid cum from an alien.
So, George Adamski. Where you at?
Wow. I think he's full of shit.
Pretty much.
Well, over the decades, numerous critics and skeptics have investigated his claims, no shit. The aliens claimed to have met in the 1950s were described to him as human beings from another world, usually light-skinned, light-haired humanoids that would later be called Nordic aliens.
Apart from the tan guy from Venus.
Apart from the tan dude from Venus.
Who wore space Adidas.
Adamski claimed in his books that these alien humans came from Venus, Mars, and in other planets in Earth's solar system. However, none of the planets he mentioned are capable of supporting human life due to their adverse environmental conditions. Well, you don't know how aliens develop, do you?
It's true. I mean, if they come from Venus, they could live underground and they might be able to survive.
Well,
or in the clouds.
Well, Venus, the pressure on that surface, on the planet's surface, is 92 times greater than that of Earth, so that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I'd just crush a human.
And it has clouds which fall rain, a toxic substance thought to be sulfuric acid. The atmosphere consists of almost entirely carbon dioxide with very little oxygen, and the average surface temperature of Venus is 464 degrees C.
Right.
Again, they'd have to live underground or in the clouds. It's the only way it could be done.
In one of his books, Adamski described a trip he took to the far side of the moon in a flying saucer, where he claimed to have seen cities, trees and snow-capped mountains.
Fuck off.
He also claimed the first photographs
Trees.
of the moon's far side that were taken by the Soviet probe Luna 3 in 1959 were altered to depict a barren, lifeless surface to hide what he saw. Obviously, if you believe he went to the moon, that would be pretty much disproved right there.
How
wouldn't
does
it?
a tree grow on the dark side of the fucking moon?
Aliens.
Isn't sunlight essential?
Pretty much.
Aliens.
Photosynthesis?
Aliens.
Right, okay, alien photosynthesis, which doesn't require the sun. And snow. Where did that come from?
Well, I don't know. Aliens. In his writings, Adamski claimed he travelled to Venus, Mars and other planets in Earth's solar system and clearly stated they're all capable of supporting humanoid life. But as a UFO historian Jerome Clark noted, some Adamski partisans insisted that Venus, Mars, Saturn and the rest were merely code words for planets in other solar systems. However, there's nothing in Adamski's public writings to support that. And in some, if you read Inside the Flying Saucers, Inside the Spaceships, 1955, you might claim that it's a remake of a 1949 science fiction novel ghostwritten for Adamski by Luther McGuinness and entitled Pioneers of Space.
So he's recycling his old shit. Yeah.
And he's mates with the cinema's top trick photographer.
Yep.
Yeah, it's bollocks. He's a charlatan, a grifter. He's a Derek Acora of aliens.
Well, German rocket scientist Walter Johannes Riedel, so you're a German rocket scientist in 1955, we know what he was doing, don't we? He told him that he had analysed Adamski's UFO photos and found them to be fakes, even though James W. Mosley, J. Peveril Marley, the top trick photographer of his day, said that if they were the fakes, they're best he'd ever seen. Well, 14 experts in the UK, because let's face it, we're slightly more advanced, aren't we?
In every way, dear boy.
Yeah, concluded the object photographed was either real or a full-scale model. What Mosley actually ended up doing was going to speaking to those 6 guys and women that were there in the desert with him, who then eventually said, well, okay, I didn't see it.
Yep, I think it's full of bollocks myself.
Is that where we're all at, bollocks? What I do love is the lunacy of it. It's the first UFO cult, effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's, like all cults, it's a grift for him.
Yeah.
He's got, everyone else believes it, but he's just making money.
Yep.
Well, he sits down, he tells them stories in the burger stand, which is packed out, and everyone's eating there.
Buying a burger.
Listening
to his shit.
And he's told it that many times that he's so charismatic, dude. He's got his stage act down.
Buy some pictures.
Buy these pictures too. Buy these pictures I took.
Buy a book. Buy a picture.
Buy a book.
Let me touch your boob.
Well, Lucas, do you want to join my UFO cult? Yes, no. Squeeze a boob.
Well, apparently he sold 200,000 copies of his books, which isn't bad, is it?
No.
They're translated to every language, including Welsh, but except Russian.
No one's translated stuff into Welsh.
It says every language.
Oh. Speak English.
Well, that was fun, but yeah, this one didn't convince me. There's too much grift, obvious grift. I mean, the fucking Pope fucking medal thing, you plonker.
Nah.
I mean, fuck me, the balls on him just to keep it going for that long.
Yep.
He's a pathological, sociopathic fucking psycho, isn't he?
Yeah, probably.
Cult leader, isn't he? So
They love a bit of it.
Yeah, still, I do love the craziness of the early 50s UFO scene. Don't believe anything back then.
Yeah, probably was fun, but yeah, not for me.
no.
Well, for once we're all actually in agreement. Even Mike's off the fence.
I am for this one, yeah.
But Orthon fits into your philosophy. You know, where you
Doesn't mean he's
love
real.
the Space Brothers thing. You'd love that.
Well, I know, yeah, but
It's coming from that fucking...
yeah, he's in a trusted source, is he?
Oh, and the 1974 Kent 77 Kent broadcast was.
Oh, that's perfectly true.
Yeah, despite the fact it's been debunked. But it's, you know...
Despite the fact you sent me a link to several podcasts
Yeah, I know,
debunking it.
Of course, it's bollocks. I just like it as a concept.
It's a good story,
Yeah.
innit?
Yeah, totally. Well, there we go then. We're all in agreement for once.
Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Exactly. Follow us on Facebook, Cutting to the Ball in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. YouTube is Apocalypse Ball. SoundCloud, Spotify, all your other podcasting platforms. Cutting to the Ball in the PTA, and I've been Ben. Thanks for listening. I want to say don't drink the flavour rain, don't join the UFO cult.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out and the force be with you.
I've been Cumman, Gaz, Free Biff Talent. Bye.
Don't tell everyone your secret identity.